and we intend to become a responsible nation through responsible education. So thank you so much. So now we have next speaker is Dr. Manjula Pooja Shroff. Uh, Manjula ji is Ahmedabad based, and she is the CEO and MD of Kalorex Group. And Kalorex Group runs many schools in the Western India. They run a school in Western India, but they influence the concept of education across the world, not only in India. And she is our academic, we are proud of her. She is the celebrity of our academic fields. We are proud of her, the way she is taking her journey to next level. She inspires everyone, including her teams. And not only Kalorex is one organization, but her aura and her interest and her achievements are in many other areas. And she is the pride daughter of India. And she intend to make responsible nation. She want to make empower the nation through quality education. And as we know her, and she has transformed people's perception toward earlier the people of India was just thinking that paying a school fee or spending in education. Now she has transformed the concept of spending into investing in education. So when we call investing in education means return from the education. Return from education means making the greater world, making the better future, bright future. When we make everyone's future bright, we make nation bright. So I invite Dr. Manjula ji to please share her story, and I'm sure that her story will inspire to everyone. Yeah, Manjula ji.
Virendra ji, thank you so much for those kind words. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Good morning, everybody. It's my proud privilege to be part of this August gathering. It's such a pleasure to see everybody from across the country. We all know that Virendra ji is doing terrific work. And it's platforms like this that help us to share our ideas and take the country to the next level where education is concerned. And we all know that education is the backbone of social development. Having said that, if I can just share a few screens, it'll be more useful for my conversation. So if the host can please allow me to share.
Yeah, ma'am, please, yes.
Thank you. Is my slide visible to all? Virendra ji, can you please see?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Perfect, perfect. So I represent the Kalorex Group, and Virendra ji has already given us a lot of brief about that. Let me not spend time there. Let me launch straight into academics. This is a post that I picked up from UNICEF that was posted only yesterday, as you can see, 17 hours ago. If there is any world crisis today, it is the global education crisis. We will all remember 2020 as a year that has disrupted everybody's lives. But more than that, it will be remembered for having put a huge question mark on education. And I don't want to sound gloomy at all, because in my opinion, throughout the pandemic, if there was any sector that held up the fort, it was education. Our teachers went into everybody's homes and created normalcy for families. We took care of the children. We took care of the normalcy in the household just by teaching online. And we have to remember that teachers are not native digital people. Our teachers across the world have ramped up to online capabilities just because of the pandemic requirement. So for teachers, adaptation from analog to digital was a leap of faith. Overnight, people got trained on Zoom. इससे पहले हमारे teachers बिल्कुल शर्माते थे online जाने से. Overnight, the whole fraternity moved into Zoom. From physical test papers, it became, bundles of PDFs, Google Classrooms, all kinds of teaching apps. In the past year, several institutions have gone 100% digital and paperless. When we think about the fact that teachers are not native learners to technology, we have to realize that teachers have literally been bullied in the classroom. बच्चे प्रैंक्स खेलते थे, बच्चे स्विच ऑफ कर देते थे कैमरा, माइक्स खराब कर देते थे, ट्रोल करते थे टीचर को for not knowing technology. Despite all this, teachers have adapted, not only adapted, have carried the whole community along. They trained other parents. You see, because if parents did not get involved in classroom teaching online, then sustenance would have been very difficult. They trained and counseled students to continue. They bridged their own isolation by teaming up and playing virtual games, etc., and spent much more time on reflecting and teaching. Just to share some innovations, videos, teachers have learned to prepare their own videos. The entire Google suite they know. All CBSE recommendations with proper integration of IDs, etc., securitization, everything. Virtual assemblies, virtual inter-school competitions, virtual tours, like they will take them and show a farm and show butterflies and show vegetation. All this was done online. The use of augmented reality in teaching, use of apps like Mentimeter, RoboCompass, GeoGebra. You know, Mentimeter is like a quiz, like a life poll. RoboCompass is like exactly a 3D geometry box. It has a protractor, a set square, pencil, everything in 3D. GeoGebra is like a statistical tool for mathematical teaching. And then they did storyboarding. They would use apps like Padlet, Jamboard, Flipgrid, Kahoot. And all this in 2 months, our teachers were ready. The first challenge way back, I want to take you back to April of 2020, was to conduct the international board IB schools were conducting final exams when the pandemic hit us. So the first challenge was to conduct in April itself final exams. And the examination challenge, you and me know, is still continuing. Because in Gujarat, hamare bache, there is a circular that bache school aana chahiye since February 8th, but children are not coming to school. Not even 20-30% attendance is being done. And for 9th and 11th, jo final exams hone wale the, there's a lot of resistance from parents to send children for offline exams. So how are we dealing with the examination stress? Online exams has a lot of security measures. The mic has to be on, the camera has to be on. There are softwares for examinations that will detect any movement, any flicker of the book, any device nearby. Despite all this, there are challenges. And then education went completely global and collaborative. So global learning platforms, International Human Rights Days were celebrated, Fit India was done, virtual conferences were done with Queensland, inter-school with 30 schools, 600 participants, India-wide, international collaborations with South America. So the world became a platform. This became an opportunity to learn and grow. Like I already mentioned, teachers, apart from teaching, also started doing social activities. They started playing Antakshari online. They started doing dumb charades online, Bollywood quizzes, sports for staff, so that there would be no isolation. We also, as Virendra ji knows, we run a very, very effective program called the Visamo Kids, which is a socially responsible program, जहाँ पे गरीब बच्चे हमारे पास आके रहते हैं, and they go to the finest schools of the country and definitely Ahmedabad. And the latest success we've had is our students have got into, of course, National School of Design, National Institute of Design, as you know, is one of the premier design schools of the country. They've got into IIT Kanpur, they've got into medical schools, they've got into engineering, they've got into dental colleges. So this institution, which is essentially an NGO, we did about 100 speaks on the virtual platform. And to name one noteworthy sharing, one of our parents called Ritesh Someshwara, who's a parent of one of our kids, he actually went FB live from his residence from a slum in Ahmedabad. So that's the nature of inclusiveness in innovation that we did throughout these days of pandemic. Now, has this been easy? Answer is no. We actually did capacity building and we put in like 30,000 hours of training and about 12,000 sessions to do capability building for all our fraternity to make them cutting edge on technology to ensure that during the pandemic, education does not suffer. But, and I'm going to end with this very big question mark. Despite the fact that teachers have put in globally this much effort, why did our teachers in Bangalore, 50,000 teachers took to the streets because their salaries were not paid? Is this how we are going to do social development? There are fee cuts, there are salary cuts. We can't sustain like this. So these are telling pictures. Look at this Bangalore flyover. 50,000 teachers on the street. And this is a recent picture, not even 2 weeks old. If this is going to be the condition of the teachers, then there are concerns for education. So I think that we as thought leaders need to impact education on a global level, at an Indian level, to ensure that children do not suffer. Because all told, today there is an education crisis. Children are so comfortable with online teaching that they do not want to come back to school, apart from all the other allied problems that are going on. So with that, I would like to end. Thank you for this opportunity. And I hope we have very good deliberations throughout the day. Thank you, Virendraji. आप म्यूट पे हैं.
Ma'am, thank you very much and for your contribution. Yeah. So you are making difference in India, and you are not only running the education institute, but you are inspiring educators, and you are concerned about educators. And the way you are bringing smile to underprivileged section through your Bisamo kids, that is making difference. And this is only the need of modern time. So we are the modern times change makers. Any pandemic, any challenge in the world, the solution came through education only. And educator and education institute are the frontline warriors, either in war, either in pandemic, or either in natural disasters. And our educator has the capacity and capability to accept the challenge and face the challenge and win the challenge. And you are one of them. I'm sure that your inspiration will go to the world, and you will be instrumental to take Indian indigenous education to the world. So thank you, ma'am. And I'm again thankful to you to being a partner for this program. Thank you so much, ma'am. So now we have the next presenter from the Armstrong, Dr. Naresh Dable, Head Continuous Improvement and Marketing, Knob Ceiling Solution. And Knob Ceiling is our partners for this program also, because they are bringing the listening solution to the classroom. So Mr. Naresh Dable is the Head of Continuous Improvement and Marketing of Armstrong Ceiling Solutions India Private Limited. Armstrong is a global leader in the design and manufacture of ceiling and has a history of more than 160 years, offering innovative interior solutions that help enhance comfort, save time, improve building efficiency, and overall performance to create a beautiful space. In April 2020, the Knob Group completed its acquisition of Armstrong World Industries, EMEA, and APAC business. The Knob Group has more than 250 production facilities and sales organization in over 86 countries, 35,000 employees worldwide, and sales of 10 billion euro in 2019. In this role, Mr. Naresh Dable is responsible for driving the Armstrong India business for health, education, verticals, and marketing. He is passionate about transforming way the kids learn in the school and patient in the hospitals. So basic concept of the Armstrong is that we are unable to provide the acoustic solution to the students. So students